It's a tricky one. We're joined now by psychologist Emma Kenny and Stephanie Coleman, who's author and mum of two. She's joining us down the line from Television Centre in London. Emma, let's begin with you. It's so tricky. I mean, you've got children. They're very young at the moment, but it's got to be in the back of your mind that this is a conversation you're going to have. And you're going to have to be, once you lay the rules down, you have to stick by them.
I think that's absolutely the case. You've got to be aware of the boundaries that you set and the boundaries then that you've got to be consistent with. I suppose one of the big problems here is that we have to separate what's legal and what's illegal. So I think discussions for parents who have under 16s should automatically be very careful about making it an issue, you know, for them to allow children to stay over, because actually that's not legal and that's a concern. So undoubtedly it's a 16 plus, as far as I'm concerned, discussion to have.
Stephanie, you're a mum as well, aren't you? Your kids are getting close. When that day comes or that night comes, how do you think you'll handle it?
Well, I think Stephanie picked up on something. It's about the discussion, isn't it? And I suppose many people watching now would be thinking, well, what do you say? Do you have to put a timeline or a time limit on how long you've been going out with the partner before you say they can stay over? What then if it encourages promiscuity, perhaps, because you think, oh, well, I only need to be going out with them, I don't know, for a month or whatever, and then they can stay over, and if this partner doesn't work, I move on to the next.
Stephanie made some really good points there about the fact that open communication in a family obviously prevents certain issues, such as trust being broken. What concerns me is that we have to distinct what is a relationship from what is something that could be a one-night stand to a one-month short relationship. Now, that's not because I don't think that young people are going to do those things. It's because I think as a role model, as an adult parent, you are setting the parameters for their experience in relationships for the rest of their lives. And if you make it that they feel it's just a throwaway experience, then likewise, when they get into relationships that are dysfunctional when they're older, this could have been set by your own precedent. And I think as a parent, sometimes, no matter whether we like to have open communication and whether we want to have this approval system with our children, we also have to recognise it's all right to have our own acceptability levels. And for some of us, it will never be acceptable. For others, as you note, 3 months, 6 months into a relationship, it might seem like a completely acceptable part of the family day to have your partner stay over. But it has to be individual, it has to be about open communication, and undoubtedly it has to be about confidence levels.
Stephanie, I suppose the problem, though, is if you say no, the kids might go somewhere else.
Well, absolutely, Stephanie, thank you very much. Stephanie Coleman there, Emma Kenny here with us. Thanks very much. It's a tricky conversation.